What's up guys, it's me Shamar Lebreton, back with another video. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I wanted to come back mainly because I've gotten a couple questions from people who I personally know and some people I don't know who've constantly asked me like, yo, what gear do you use? What camera do you use? Should I buy this camera? Should I buy this? What's best for YouTube? What's best for TikTok, etc. So I figured what better way to come back on the channel than to show you guys not only all the equipment that I use, but to kind of give you guys insight on like how to make great quality videos. Now keep in mind, all the gear that I'm going to show you is one, obtainable, as you can see from myself, but two, I'm going to say that all the gear that I show today is not necessarily needed for you guys to get started. All the gear that I currently have or that you're about to see, I actually did not start with at all. Making content, whether on YouTube, Instagram, a lot of this equipment came on after. So without doing too much or saying too much, let's just get started and show you guys all the equipment. For starters, bam, we're gonna start the Sony ZV-1. I actually did a whole video about this camera. I think it was the last video I dropped before, you know, I didn't post for an entire month. But this camera is dope. I use this for vlogging. I've used this camera for my other channels, Chris and Mar. I use this camera to shoot a vlog of mine on my main channel. I've already made a video speaking about it, basically going through the specs and why I think people should buy this camera even in 2022. Anybody that wants to shoot vlogs, whether you're on a vacation, whether you're just rolling through everyday life, I definitely recommend this camera. This camera is dope. This lens actually doesn't come with it. I bought this on Amazon for about $40. Makes a huge difference. But yeah, definitely recommend this camera. As far as my main camera, it is the 7D Mark II from Canon. This camera's been with me for about 2 years now and I love it. I think it's dope. I think it gives me that cinematic look that I'm kind of looking for. Eventually I will upgrade because this camera is it's a bit on the old side, so it doesn't give me, you know, certain specs that I want today. But for the price that I got it for and for what it does and the quality of videos it's giving me, I think I'm satisfied in terms of it being my main camera right now. I use it for both videography and photography, so all the photos that you see comes from the 7D Mark II. All the videos that you see either come from the 7D Mark II or it comes from the Sony ZV-1. The only other camera I use outside of, like, you know, professional work, I would use my iPhone. Shout out to the case. I know y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? iPhone XS Max. This stuff came out a few years ago. However, this phone, Sony ZV-1 7D Mark II, it gets the job done. It goes to show that you really don't need like the latest gear to make quality videos like on YouTube or even TikTok. Moving on to lenses, of course the #1 lens I use is my Canon L series 24-105. That is on my 7D Mark II right now, so I actually can't show it to you guys, but I will show another lens that I use on a daily. Canon Nifty 50. Amazing, affordable, sharp images. I use this for photography sometimes when I'm shooting portraits. This Nifty 50 is dope. I think I only spent like $100 or maybe like $90 on this. It's been in my camera bag since I first started. It's a prime lens, works beautifully. I suggest you get one if you do get into DSLRs. All right, enough about cameras. Let's move on to the next big thing, which is audio. Audio. It's my second favorite thing outside of shooting. So I'm gonna start with the mic that you guys see here. This is the 5-line microphone. I forgot the term or what specific microphone this is, but I'm pretty sure you can tell based on looking at it. I actually got this mic off of a sponsorship that I got years ago. They contacted me, asked me to check out their mic. They paid for it, paid me and everything. And this microphone has been on my desk and I've been using it ever since. If you can hear the sound quality on this video right now, it's coming from the 5-line microphone. I suggest if you guys do want to get a microphone, this is a perfect microphone for you, not only for professional videos at your desk, but also streaming purposes and just having a good microphone to record on. Perfect. But if you're like me and you're on the go a lot of the times, I would say I would go for the Rode video mic. This is the mic that I use currently today. Now granted, it doesn't look like it, but it's actually broken. This microphone has been with me since I bought the Nifty 50. I think I bought it at the same time. It's not the greatest quality mic ever. I do have times where if I'm in a high frequency spot, it gives me like this noise, like the it bothers me so much. Absolutely, like I use it still to this day. It's been with me since 2016. It's now 2022, so you can imagine 6 years and this microphone still works. And as far as interviews, so I'm gonna show like the front. This is I actually don't know what company this is, but this is a lavalier mic. So I use lavaliers whenever I have interviews or whenever I'm in a loud space like Say for example, if I'm in a studio that's way too big and there's nothing in it, so sound is bouncing everywhere and it sounds echoey, I'll use a lavalier mic just to get clear audio from, you know, the person I'm interviewing, or whether I'm on the need to know and it's like a guest and we want to make sure his audio sounds good, his or her audio sounds good, I'd use a lavalier mic. My partner on the show named Serena, she bought this for like 15 bucks. You can actually find really great deals or find cheap microphones like this that are like around 10-15 bucks and they work beautifully. If I remember the name or if I find out where she got this from, I'll link it down below. Moving on to lighting. Again, I can't show it because I'm actually using it for this video right now, but I do have two sources of lighting. First being my ring light. I have two different shades of lighting for the ring light, one being the white light that you kind of see now that, you know, just shows a white light, and one being kind of like an orangey light to, you know, kind of represent the sun, just to give it that nice natural touch. And the second shade of lighting that I have is my softbox, which I actually bought in 2017 when I first started, like, you know, getting into like sketches on Instagram and stuff. I highly suggest that if you are on a budget, once you buy your camera, lighting is the next best thing. It makes your videos go from like looking whack to looking like really good. Next up, which is probably gonna be the last thing, but it's probably gonna be the longest thing on this list, is accessories. Now, accessories come in all different shapes and sizes. So the first thing I'm gonna show is batteries. Now, this battery is actually for the Sony ZV-1. As you can see, it's really small, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. However, the problem, it doesn't last very long, which is why I have so many of these. There's more, I just don't have it with me right now. So I suggest when it comes to batteries, if you're into buying batteries or if you're into buying cameras, buy a lot of these, especially for the Sony ZV-1. All right, next up we have ND filters, or filters in general. This fits on my 70 Mark II. This one specifically came from Prism Lens FX. I still use it to this day just to get like different kinds of shots. It's so beautiful, like when you put on the lens. I don't know, actually let me see if I could see it. All right, so when you see that, look at that. That looks crazy. It looks like 30 different me's. You could turn it around. It looks different, it looks weird, but it gives you that unique look that you want on your Instagram page, or if you're just shooting shots and you want something different from the competition. This is definitely one of them. I have 3 of these that come in 3 different illuminations. So this being like the beehive kind of one. I have one that's like has dust on it, so it looks like it's dreamy or somebody threw dust on the person. And I have one where it's like half glass, half empty, so it kind of gives like a weird shape to the picture, but it's really cool. Next up, I use a GorillaPod for vlogging. Vlogging is essential in today's world, just to show your everyday life, because I guess people are into, you know, seeing your everyday life. So I use this for my Sony ZV-1. It's not mandatory, but it does help to get like distance from the camera, so you're not like cooped up all on the camera and you just looks weird. So I do suggest investing into a GorillaPod. This is the Joby GorillaPod. Not the greatest, but it does the job. Next up is my Phantom 3 Standard. Now again, this equipment is a little bit old. I don't use it as much as I used to, but the only reason why I keep it and I still have it in case a client wants to use it, whether I'm doing a music video and somebody wants like a sky kind of shot, I'll turn this out and get that extra step for that client. It is a little big, so I don't take it with me whenever I'm vacationing. Like for example, with Dallas and Atlanta, I did not take this at all because 1, it doesn't fit in my bag, and 2, it's too big. But you know, I mean, maybe one day when I'm on like vacation and I have enough space to bring this, then maybe I will. Or maybe if I have enough money, I'll probably trade this in to get like a Mavic Pro, which is a lot smaller and can fit into my bag. But for now, I mean, I have it, it's here, it works still. Next up is an SD card holder. Now the reason why I have this, and it's not mandatory again, but I do recommend it, you need something to hold as many memory cards as you have. This one holds 8. It doesn't close anymore because it kind of like dropped and kind of got bent, but it still works. You just want to have multiple memory cards whenever you run out of space and you need to switch it out really quick. People don't realize, but in the back of the memory card holds a lot of data, so if that gets scratched, it might be a problem. It might not be readable for your camera, so you want to make sure they're safe and secure. I recommend checking out Hansky. This is where I got it from. They're great. Make sure to invest in one. I really recommend it instead of putting all your memory cards in your bag and it gets scratched up and you lose them. It's gonna be a big problem. And the last thing I will show is my DJI Ronin S. It's my gimbal. At first I was using it for music videos, but then I started using it for more client work, like the video you guys saw with the John Jay basketball team. I actually use this and it works so great. It's a beast of a gimbal. It does take some time to get used to. I won't lie, when I first used it, I was struggling trying to get it to balance and, you know, trying to shoot with it, because it does take a little bit of strength. But once you get used to it, yo, this is the most stabilized thing I've ever used in my life. And it makes you look so professional when you're on a shoot. Like people look like, okay, I paid him for a reason, you know what I mean? So this is not assembled, obviously. This is just one part because I didn't want to put it all together. But this right here, bro, life is a game changer, bro. All right, guys, and I think that's it. The only other equipment that I use that I can't really show right now is my computer, which is what I edit on, which is the 13-inch MacBook Pro 2017. Obviously, I do want to upgrade to, you know, the M1 Pro chip MacBooks or the M1 Max. Of course, if you do subscribe, like, and comment, that may come true. But if you do want to invest in any of this equipment, I'll try to do my best and leave it down low in the description. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And I'm going. Peace.